Good morning, students. So, yesterday we started with the chapter The Little Girl. We discussed about the theme, the title, and the author. Today, let us begin the chapter. Before we start the chapter, there is a brief introduction to the chapter. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? So, this is a question for you all. How do you feel when your parents react with you in an angry manner? I think when you grow up, you feel much better. You are able to understand their situation about why they were acting so. So perhaps you may now understand the reason for the sum of their actions that used to upset you earlier. So although in aggression you might be feeling a low temper, you might be feeling angry when they react with you in a particular situation. But as you grow younger, as you become younger, you will be able to become much dependent by realizing their situation. So this is a story about a little girl whose feelings for her father change from fear to understanding, will probably find an echo in every home. So this is you can say the situation of every child in a home. This is a story about Kezia, a little girl who was very much scared from her father. Let us see what is there in the chapter. The first paragraph. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. The meaning to the word a figure to be feared means a person to be feared. So to that little girl, he was the one of the person from the family from whom she was fearing. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." So every morning before leaving for work, he used to meet the daughter, and she waved him goodbye, and along with that, he used to give her a casual kiss. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. So as he was moving, he was going away from the home, and the noise of the carriage containing him was going fainter. She was feeling more relieved. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there, and bring me my slippers." So as soon as he reached home, immediately he started with the instructions that bring my tea, what about the newspaper, and go and bring my slippers. Second paragraph. Kezia, mother, would call to her, "If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boot." So in order to help her mother, Kezia was giving instruction to her daughter that you are a good girl, and being a daughter, you're supposed to take your father's shoes off. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. So as she was coming near to the father, her speed was becoming slow. The meaning to the word slip down, so you can underline the word slip down. Slip down the stairs means come down quietly and unwillingly. Although she is not willing to come near to her father, but she was an obedient girl. She wanted to follow the instructions given by her mother. That's why she started coming down near the stairs. More slowly, still across the door, push open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at over them in a way that she was terrifying to the little girl. So the father, he was looking across her spectacles in order to terrify the little girl. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" So the father, he asked her, "Today, did you obey your mother's instruction? Did you behave in a proper manner? Were you a good girl today? So, and hurry up and take off my shoes." This girl, after looking at her father, she was in the habit of Stammering. Stammering means when we are not able to utter a word properly. So, to the question, to the answer, she replied, I don't know. In this way, she starts stammering after meeting her father. As she gave the answer to the question in a stammering manner, the similar way the father asked, You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So the father doesn't like the way she stammered, and she said that, and he said that if you talk like this, your mother will have to take you to the doctor for getting the treatment for this stammer. Paragraph 3. She never stuttered with other people, have quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. So after, she was normal when she talked with other people from the family or from the anyone who come across, but the one when she talked with her father, only with that time she starts stammering. Why she was stammering? Because she was having the fear in her mind, because she was scared from her father. What's the matter? Why are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. So again, she was not standing in a confident manner. That's why he asked, Why are you feeling so unhappy? And after that, he talked to her mother and said that I wish that you must taught your child in a proper manner so that she might not commit any sort of suicide, as she is so much scared. So afterwards he said to Kezia to take her cup back to the table very carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. This is a description given to the father. The father was big, he was tall, his hands, his neck, especially his mouth, they were so big when he yawned, when he was feeling sleepy. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. To him, his father was appearing like a giant, as the thought which came to her mind about her father, similarly, she started comparing it with a giant. Who is a giant? A giant is a very huge person. Paragraph 4. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with the father and mother. Granny, yesterday we talked about the grandmother. Grandmother was a very kind, mature, elderly lady in the family, and she was not at all interrupting in the family affairs. So she wanted to make her feel comfortable with the father. That's why on Sunday afternoons, she sent her to the drawing room to have the nice talk with the father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. So as soon as she reached the drawing room to have a talk with her parents, she found that father was sleeping with his face covered with his handkerchief, and mother, she was reading the newspaper. So as she thought this is not the right time to talk to her father and mother, she sat on the stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. So she waited for her parents, for her father to wake up and to have the nice talk with her. And over till that time, she looked at him. As soon as the father wake up, he said, Don't stare on so, Kezia, you look like a little brown owl. So as she was just staring, looking constantly toward his father, so he replied that don't stare at me, and the way you are looking at me, you look as you are looking like a little brown owl. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So her grandmother told her that his father's birthday is coming near. It's next week, So in order to give the surprise, you must make a pin cushion, a cushion made by yourself as a gift, and you can make it out from the yellow silk. So you read out till page 34, paragraph 4, and we will continue the rest of the part tomorrow. Thank you.